السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد. قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في القرآن المجيد والفرقان الحميد بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنا نحن نزلنا الذكر وإنا له لحافظون. Respected brothers and elders, mothers and sisters in Islam, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to keep us in the company of the righteous in this world. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala raise us amongst the righteous on the day of Qiyamah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala fill our lives with mercy and rahmah, as all of us are in the need of the rahmah and the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So alhamdulillah, with the blessing of Allah, we have reached till the 14 days of the month of Ramadan, and we begin our 14th fast. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make this as an accepted one. All of our fastings that we have already done, may Allah accept them and forgive our shortcomings. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept all of our prayers that we have made as dua, our sadaqat and our charities, and every haja and need that we have presented. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make all of them accepted, inshallah. All of us, inshallah, as those who leave this month of Ramadan, allow us to complete it in the best way, and our fasting and our prayers being accepted, inshallah. The beginning of the 14th juz of the Quran begins with Surah Al-Hijr, finishes the entire surah, and then we begin Surah Al-Nahl. The word Al-Hijr, as we had spoken about a few nights ago in the Taraweeh, refers to a higher place or homes that are built within the mountains themselves. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks about different nations and different people and how their actions led to consequences within their own lives. This ayat of the Quran that I recited in front of you is from Surah Al-Hijr, and this is the beginning of the 14th Sipara, the 14th juz, and this is the 9th verse of the surah itself. And this ayat of the Quran is a surah, this is an ayat that's repeatedly used in multiple places in the Quran. But just because it's in the middle of the Quran, I wanted to remind myself and yourself, all of us, with regards to Quran being a book of Allah that is not just something that we read, but something that we take for the rest of our lives. And Quran being a divine book that is protected directly by the qudrat of Allah. So the famous ayat where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions, Inna nahnu nazzalna dhikr. In this particular ayat of the Quran, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions the nuzul or the revelation of Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses the word nahnu. The word nahnu in Arabic refers to a plural form of something, jama'. And when something is used in a plural form in Arabic, it refers to might and power. And this is the blessings of the Arabic linguistics, is that when you use anything in jama', meaning plural form, it shows the majesty, shows the power, and shows the strength. Just like in English language, when you find some dignitaries using specific words and specific titles, they use the form of plural forms in order to showcase their honor, their dignity, and respect as well. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the different ayats of the Quran, which is a really beautiful subject itself, this is not the time for it. In certain places, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses singular form, that I did this, or I, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks. In certain ayats, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says we, nahnu. And why does the word nahnu relate to Allah? And one of the reasons, quick reasons, because there's a lot to mention in this ayat, is to showcase something, majestical, something great, and something so honorable that is not possible by anyone else. So that shows the exclusive that, and of course the decree of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So in this particular ayat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions, Inna nahnu, indeed we revealed. Nazzalna. The word nazzala, this is just a point to remember, Arabic language or linguistics are based upon wazan, upon weights. And this is something so beautiful, and this is a phenomenon, and that's why the Quran is in Arabic, and the language of Jannah is in Arabic. The Arabic words usually are weighed according to their base term. So for example, the word Farhan is a base in the root of faraha, which means happiness and joy. There are certain Arabic words that are in wazn of 3 words. Forgive me, this is too early for this, but it's important to understand. Some words are in the wazn or the weight of 4 words. So it depends on how they are used. The word anzala and nazzala both come from the same root. But the usage of the terms of anzala and nazzala changes the entire meaning of it. So the word anzala in Arabic means to pour or to give something all at one time. So for example, just to give you an example, if you have a bucket of water and you poured all of it at once, pouring of the entire bucket of water in Arabic is called anzala. You dump the entire thing at once. But if you wanted to drop a single drop one at a time, one at a time, one at a time, this in Arabic is known as nazzala. So there is a difference between anzala and nazzala. The word nazzala means something that comes slowly, but of course completely. Anzala means everything at one time. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses these words in multiple places in the Quran in reference to the Quran itself. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions, Inna anzalnahu fi laylatil qadr, which means that the entire Quran, that's why the scholars debate that did the Quran begin revelation on Rasulullah on the night of Qadr, or was it the entire Quran that was sent from Lohi Mahfuz to the first sky, all of it as once on the night of Qadr. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Nazzala ala qalbik, that we revealed the Quran upon our Habib Rasulullah over his heart, over time. So that's why subhanAllah, the beauty of the Quran itself is that when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions Nahnu nazzalna dhikra, the Quran that came upon the Prophet Muhammad over the period of 23 years, Allah does not mention this as Quran, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned this as a dhikr. Just a quick thought, and there are so many beautiful points to remember. The word dhikr in Arabic has many meanings. But if you put this definite article, ad-dhikr, alif lam in front of dhikr, then it becomes the Quran, the remembrance. That is only Quran. When you say ad-dhikr, then this is only the book of Allah. So for example, qalam, any pen. Al-qalam, that pen means something specific. Kitab, any kitab. Al-kitab, the book, that is the Quran. So the word dhikr, when it becomes with the definite article of alif lam, al-dhikr, that is only the kalam of Allah. That's only the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then the word al-dhikr is used for multiple things. One of the things the word dhikr is used for is remembrance. Yad, ala bi dhikrillahi tatma'innul qulub. Remembrance. So the dhikr is also used for remembrance. Sometimes the word dhikr is mentioned for mentioning someone. Kisi ka dhikr, remembering someone, or telling or relating or giving an account of something. That is also the meaning of dhikr itself. Sometimes وَرَفَعْنَا لَكَ ذِكْرَكَ. Sometimes the word dhikr means fame, status, or honor of someone. Like وَرَفَعْنَا لَكَ ذِكْرَكَ. We increase for you your fame and your honor, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah says in the Quran. Sometimes the word dhikr is used for eminence, honor and nobility. وَإِنَّهُ لَذِكْرٌ لَكَ, meaning that Allah mentions that in multiple ayats of the Quran. And sometimes the dhikr itself is used for understanding, itself, comprehension. So all of these are, subhanAllah, meanings of the word dhikr itself. But in this particular ayat, Allah mentions inna nahnu, which means plural, the might, the power of the Quran, and the might and the power of Allah. That this Quran can only be given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's one point. Nazzala and anzala, the difference to remember inshallah is, the word nazzala means to be revealed over time, and anzala means to be given all at once. Inna nahnu nazzalna dhikra. Al-dhikr in Arabic means the Quran, the remembrance. Even though the dhikr has many, many meanings, and that is all the signs. Quran is honor, Quran is a reminder, Quran is fame, Quran is dignity. All of it is part of the Quran, but al-dhikr is the Quran itself. وَإِنَّا لَهُ لَحَافِظُونَ. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions, it is we, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions, who will be the protectors of the Quran. Final thing to take back, ulama have mentioned that not only that the preservation of the Quran is the promise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but the preservation of the meaning and the comprehension of the Quran is also the promise of Allah. Another scholar has written, and this is not from the hadith, I'll conclude with this. They have said that those individuals who are connected with the Quran, those whose lives and hearts are attached with the Quran, Allah promises to even protect them till their last breath, until their last moments of their life as well. Because those who preserve the Quran, Allah also promises to preserve them. What does it mean? That even in an old age, Allah will give them the understanding and comprehension of cleanliness, paki, napaki, tahara and all that. Meaning, those who preserve the Quran, Allah also promises to preserve those individuals as well. Those who hold on to the Quran, Allah promises the preservation of iman, akhlaq, and lives of those who hold on to the Quran till the last moments of their lives as well. So going back to this ayat of the Quran, this is the 14th sipara, the 14th juz. It is just almost the beginning of Surah Al-Hijr, which is the 16th surah in the order of recitation. This is ayat number 9, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions, Inna nahnu nazzalna dhikra wa inna lahu lahafidhun. May Allah give us tawfiq and ability to be connected to the Quran. May Allah make Quran a means of khair and barakah for us in this world and the hereafter as well. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi, subhanakallah wa bihamdik. أشهد أن لا إله